Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shades of Sasha. If you're new here, take a seat, put your crown on. Welcome to the gang, and if you're ready part of the gang, you already know what time it is. What's good, baby? So today's video, I'm doing this look to this. So if you're interested in seeing that, just keep on watching. So a great base always starts off with how you prep your skin. I believe I have this linked in my Amazon storefront, but I love this freaking lotion. Okay, like my skin just feels so freaking soft. It can also double as a primer, but I really just love the fact that this makes me feel hydrated, even though I'm an oily girl but not greasy. And so after that, I'm going to go in with this Milk the Pore Ellipse primer as well, just kind of go over with that. If you take your time and just let things dry down, trust me, it's just gonna work out for you. You don't have to feel as if like you have to rush. I did go back in again and use this primer from Hard Candy because I just really love the glow of what it did last time to my face. I was like, I don't think I'm ready to let this go. Let me just keep milking this as much as I can, especially since it is kind of just like chilly outside and it's not summer just yet. All right, so after I do this, I'm gonna go in again. Like I said, I'm very oily, so I take whatever it is that I need to make sure that my face is going to be mattified as best as it can, and I'm using a one-side translucent powder just to go over all of the areas in my face that I know I tend to grease a lot. And then I'm gonna go in with this Maybelline Fit Me foundation in shade 355. One pro tip I just want to share, the brush you use really matters. I actually do not like this brush. It's the Juvia's Place foundation brush, and I genuinely hate it, but because I spent my money on it, I'm like forcing myself to use it. But I bought this so long ago that I'm just like, I have to just like keep it. But I think eventually I'm going to just go through, and the things that I know I don't like this year, one of the things I want to do for myself is just let go of those things and stop hoarding. So I'm going in and mixed in my foundation. I think it evens and neutrals out the tone of which I'm trying to get for my highlighted portion in my face. So here, like I always said whenever I've been doing my makeup, I go in, I bronze, I highlight, not bronze, I bronze, not highlight, what? Words. I bronze and I contour, and whatever it is that I need to do that is in the darker points of my face, I do that first while I have my highlighter just sit and marinate and get a little tacky. So you want it to dry down, that the consistency is controllable for you to do what you need to do, but you do not want it to be so dry that you're gonna have a hard time just kind of like smushing it all over your face. So you just want it to dry down, that it's controllable and it's easy for you to manipulate, and the tackiness will also just make it more buildable versus if you're just, it's just runny if you just put it on and you just use it. So that's why I'm just doing all of the steps that I need to do before. I'm using the Milani Cheeky. I can't remember exactly the complexion color that it is for the red that I put on my face, but I wanted to really give myself a rich, deep undertone. So that's why I put that one on first before I actually even went and started to contour my face. So here's what I'm talking about, where it's just more buildable and the coverage of what you're getting is going to be easy for you to work with it. If for some reason it probably got a little bit too dry, go ahead and spray your face with some setting powder, and that will make it much more easier for you to like go ahead and do what you need to do. So that's what I'm doing here, and I pretty much always do every part of my face within my T-zone except for my under eye. I leave it dead last. In this specific clip, I obviously do not have my eyebrows done yet. I'm gonna do that last. I've also said in my last video, when it comes to my brows, I do how I feel, because at the end of the day, I don't want it to be kind of just like taking over everything when it comes to the makeup. And I think that is something that I had to learn really like hard, to not have my brows be the definition of basically how everything in my face and my makeup is going to look. So that took practice and time to just let go. So if you're there on your journey, just, you know, give yourself grace and space, and just understand your makeup will come together the more you just practice, and the more that you just give yourself the opportunity to create as much as you want to, the way you want to. So after we do this, we're gonna go with Mocha Mami. This one is a bronzing shade from Fenty, and I'm gonna go ahead again just to bring back the shadow and the color in my face. Because I'm not doing any type of eyeshadow, I'm going to use this bronzing color on my eyelids because I just want some warmth that's there, but not necessarily anything that stands out as if like I have any cut crease or any eyeshadow on my eyelids. Now this is where something is really important. I shared this as well, where because I'm an oily girl, I will always go over stuff with powder, and this MAC powder that I use is just a foundation. The shade is just really light compared to what my actual foundation shade is, and I use it on all of the areas that I highlight. So it just works such wonders. I'm just so happy I've actually just started taking this up and using it more. I actually have two different colors. I do have one that I believe match my complexion, but I don't use that when it comes to my overall face. So I think I'll make a different video where I'm actually putting both of them to the test and just making them work with each other and seeing how I feel. So then after I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this Huda Beauty translucent powder just to set everything. I'm gonna say it again, your girl is oily, and that means I want everything that's going to take the oil out of my skin. Because trust me, if you ever been in a club and your wig slid off, then you know what I'm talking about when I said I'm oily. Okay, like that's another story. We're gonna just keep on moving. So then at this point now I'm doing my brows, and I'm just kind of framing it to my face because everything else is exactly how I want it to be. And I'm just like, now you are just the last thing I have to worry about. I think a lot of times I used to do my makeup and I used to just be taking 20 minutes 30 minutes on my brows. Remember, your brows are sisters, but they're not twin sisters. Okay, you don't want them to look like cousins, but you want them to look really related. So pretty much is what I'm doing here. I already had used some brow gel to kind of like stick my brows down to make sure that they just weren't going anywhere and they were staying into the place that I need them to do. And then after we do my brows, I'm gonna actually go back in again with some concealer, and that's where I'm going to be cleaning up all of the other areas to make sure that everything is just sharp and defined. At this point, make sure you're taking your time, because obviously you've already done your makeup and your foundation and everything is just sitting and chilling while you're baking. So even though this is sped up, take the time you need to make sure that things get done, but it's also not too much that you have to clean up. I've always said this and I'm gonna keep saying it again. You can always add, but it's really difficult to put back when you just take so much off. Okay, so just make sure that you're using the concept of just taking your time and moving slow, and less is more. So at this point, I'm now going in with this LA Girl concealer, and I'm just using the brush that it comes with to just clean it up, because sometimes I just feel like, when I've said this, when I talked about drugstore, and I think maybe I will do a full face of drugstore brands that I actually really love, because I think that they're just some things that they just work. And even though like something costs more, it does not necessarily mean that it is worth every penny, because y'all know every single time I spray that Charlotte Tilbury on my face, I keep saying I actually really do not like the product, but I spent my money on it, and at this point I already returned the whole set of which I bought, but I'm just gonna keep this one because it's mid. It's really not the overhype and just kind of like how everybody raves about it. I just think the product is mid. It's okay, but it's not the best thing since sliced bread. So at this point, you're gonna go back in again with all of your powders, and you're just gonna hit all of the spots that you know you want to bring the shadow and dimension back into your face. Remember, you don't want to look flat. That is the purpose of why I'm just making sure I'm going in and hitting all of the corners that I know where shadows would naturally lie on my face, because I do not want my face to be just flat and just right there. I want, if light touches my face, the same dimension and shadows that are shown when I step out in the sun is the same thing that will be here. And then I'm going to spray my face, and I'm gonna do my same lip combo that I usually always do. It's my nude lip is my go-to, and that's pretty much it for the video. I just wanted to do a part of the series where, at least for a birthday look, if you did not want to do any eyeshadow at all, what is it that I would suggest, or what is it that I would actually do, and this is the exact thing that I would do. And like I said, with my lips, it's usually a black or a brown. Sometimes I combine the black and the brown lip liner, and then I just go over with a nude, and that's pretty much it. So thank y'all so much for watching and supporting your girl.